Generally speaking, there are 12 musical keys. In this circle, keys that are closer together have more tones in common and will blend better. I spent some time going through all my sounds and figuring out what the most common keys are. When I bring a new sound into my library, I grab a keyboard, play along, and figure out what key it's in. If it's in a less common key, I pitch shift it up or down into a neighboring key. Now all my songs are only in a few different keys, and those keys have lots of tones in common. This makes it more likely that any two sounds I blend will create a nice harmonic mix. To make it easier to actually see key relationships, I use the color wheel. Keys that blend better harmonically blend better visually. Moving around the color wheel helps me change keys smoothly. I use darker shades of each color to indicate minor keys. Connecting with the audience that's listening to my music is very important. Having an instrument with simple, dedicated controls means that there's a direct connection between all my movements and all the sound that I create. The audience can see exactly what they're hearing. I turn my laptop sideways like this to remove a big barrier between me and the audience. Moving with the music and exaggerating my gestures helps an audience understand that I'm making music. It helps pull them in and it gets them moving too. I take the time to remaster almost all my sounds so that everything has similar loudness and equalization. I cue everything to start from my favorite part, which is usually the break. Everything plays from that high energy, most fun to mess with part of the sound. I also build detailed tempo maps. This way all my sounds automatically synchronize to the master tempo. No matter what kind of material I'm playing or how many things I blend together at once, I get a tight mix. I use each of my mixer's channels for a different category of sounds. Songs are on channels 1 and 2, drums are on 3, bass on 4, and vocals on 5. Because they're categorized like this, if I just need to grab some kind of drum loop or throw in a vocal sample, I always know where to go without thinking. I've spent a lot of time matching up sounds that I've tried out and I know go well together. Every row you see here is a set of sounds that I've pre-matched, so if I need to create a tasty blend quickly, I have plenty of places to go.
Say, Pepper, do you want to lay down with me? Say, Pepper, do you want to lay down by my side? Pepper, do you want to lay down with me?
In my library, I organize sounds from slow at the top to fast at the bottom. As long as I'm working in the general area of my master tempo, I know that things will sound okay. When I label my sounds, I think short and sweet. For example, the song Hang Up Your Hang-Ups by Herbie Hancock off of Man-Child is labeled Hang-Ups. With simple labels like this, I can browse through my library, make quick associations, and find what I need fast. I used to spend a lot of time during performances EQing out parts of sounds to make room for more sounds. Particularly with the bass frequencies, if more than one sound is playing at the same time, the low end can sound muddy. I used to use EQ to cut the bass, but now I use a system of split band key input compressors called the Smart Mixer. Here's how it works. I have one song playing, and when I bring in another song, the bass frequencies push down on the volume of the bass frequencies in that first sound to make room. Check out how this works with audio. I have a button that reverses the signal path between song 1 and song 2. I just select which song I want to have the dominant bass, and the compressor takes care of the levels. Because I'm using a compressor and not an EQ, it happens automatically, and only when both songs are playing at the same time. I use this same concept to blend in the other 3 channels on my mixer. When I bring in my bass lines channel, it pushes down on those low frequencies once again to make room. When I bring in something on my vocal channel, it pushes down on the high and mid-range frequencies. And when I bring in some drums, they push down a bit on the low and mid frequencies. No matter how quickly I bring sounds in or out of the mix, the smart mixer makes room for everything. So that's what I do as a controllerist. You've seen everything from instrument design to effects, mixing, performance concepts, and organization. Basically, I borrow ideas that make traditional instruments intuitive and fun to play. By making everything simple, ergonomic, and responsive, my controller becomes an expressive musical instrument. If you found this video interesting or helpful, please pass it on to a friend. And thanks for watching.